What's up people, how are you doing? Today I'm going to talk about a method that will help you to get yes from the person you want. Yes, there is a method that will help you to get yes from anyone you want. It can be your partner, it can be your dream girl, it can be your boss, it can be your family member, friends, anyone. You can apply this method to anywhere you want, and it will make you a better negotiator. But if you want to master this method, you have to watch this video till the end. You can't skip a minute, skip a second. So please watch this video till the end. Let's get started. Meanwhile, if you're new in this channel, hello, I'm Sabir Ahmed. If you like to read the non-fiction books, want reviews about it, and like blogs, then please subscribe in this channel. I'll regularly upload videos, so I hope you like it. Let's get to the business. We always try to pursue people to say yes from time to time. We always want people to agree with our decision from the time we wake up in the morning till the time we sleep in the night. In the morning we want our mommy to make our favorite breakfast, so when we ask them, we want to say them yes to our request. At the office, we want our boss to say yes to our proposal, we want our client to say yes to our proposal. Then while shopping, we want the seller to say yes to our desired prices. And when we are home in the night, we want someone to say yes to our request to turn off the TV or pass the glass. Here what I'm trying to say is that every day, every moment, we want to get yes from the other person, the opponent of ours. We want to hear yes. We just want them to agree with ourselves. We don't get always yes, but if you want to get yes, you have to watch this video till the end. Here I'll talk about a method that will help you to get yes from the person you want. Maybe it is not possible to get yes all the time, but with this method you can get yes most of the time. Yes, it is possible. I am talking about these serious methods. Today I am going to talk about two methods. That's why you have to watch this video till the end, so you can find the best way to get yes from your desired persons. So please watch this video till the end. And these books aren't just ordinary books. These two books are bestseller books. Well, the reason I am making this video with two of these books is because they are pretty similar. Rule is pretty similar, but they are different. Sounds funny, right? You have to watch till the end, so you will also find out why I am saying that. Okay, the first book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. If you are a fan of non-fiction books, you should have known these books, you should have read these books, and if you haven't, I'll suggest you to read these ones, because I really like these ones, and this is one of my favorite non-fiction books ever. Dale Carnegie was an American writer, lecturer, and developer of famous courses in effectiveness, communication, and interpersonal skills. Not gonna talk about the book much. Let's jump to the main topic. Let's jump to page 158. It is chapter 5 of part 3. The chapter is titled as The Secret of Socrates. I guess you all heard of Socrates. He was a famous Greek philosopher. Actually, he was one of the greatest philosophers the world has ever known. So, Dale Carnegie has shared Socrates' methods with which Socrates used to get yes from the desired person for his desired questions. So what is it? It is get the other person saying yes at the outset. Keep your opponent, if possible, from saying no. Here what Dale Carnegie is trying to say is that Whenever you are getting involved in a conversation with your opponent, try to get yes from the beginning. Try questions like where you know that the answer will be yes, you know that your opponent will answer with yes, so ask questions like that. That will help you to get yes at the final questions. Why is that? Because so the author believes that when you are forcing your opponent to say yes at the beginning, this sets the psychological process of the listeners moving in affirmative directions. When a person says no and really means it, he or she is doing far more than saying a word of two letters. The entire organism, glandular, nervous, muscular, gathered itself together into a condition of rejection. On the contrary, when a person says yes, none of the withdrawal activities takes place. The organism is in a forward moving, accepting, open attitude. That's why Dale Carnegie said to get yes from the beginning if possible. Try questions like where you know the answers will be yes. Dale Carnegie showed several examples here in this book. I'm not gonna read them all, I'm just going to summarize one of the examples about Eddie Snow, a guy who falls into the trap of yes. Actually, Eddie had become interested in bow hunting and had spent considerable amount of money in purchasing equipment and supplies from a local store. When his friends came to visit him, he didn't have enough money to buy a new equipment set. So what he tries here is he tries to rent these equipments from the local stores. But when he tried to call there and ask them for it, well, they just rejected it, said that they don't rent these equipments. So he called another stores where he knew rent will be available. A very pleasant gentleman answered the phone. He said he was sorry, but they no longer rented bars because they couldn't afford to do so. He then asked Eddie Snow if he had rented before. Eddie replied yes, several years ago. He reminded him that he probably paid $25 to $30 for the rental. Eddie again said yes. And then the seller went on to explain that they had bow sets with all the necessary equipment on sale just for $34.95. Eddie could buy a complete set of this equipment with just extra $4 or $5, and the seller asked Eddie Snow that if it was reasonable. Well, guess what? Here Eddie said yes, he wants to buy a full equipment set, and after then Eddie Snow became the regular customer of that store. So what you can see here, the seller here tried the method of the getting your opponent say yes at the beginning. From the beginning, the seller makes Eddie say yes, and the seller knew that which questions will be answered with yes. So he asked exactly those questions, and Eddie falls into the trap and become a regular customer of that store. So what do you think? Is it a good method explained in these books? Well, I think it's a quite good method, but that's not the end. Don't leave, because I have another method similar to this, and I think that will be more helpful to get you yes from the person you want. The second method that I'll talk about is from the book Never Split the Difference, Negotiating as If Your Life Depended on It by Chris Voss. Chris Voss is a former FBI top hostage negotiator. He was a top negotiator, so he really knows how to negotiate in any situations, in any conditions. He really knows it better. In this book, on page 76, He actually there is lots of example. I'm going to show you just one example. In one example, he described here Ben, a political fundraiser. For years, he had been using the traditional US pattern script to raise money for the Republican congressional candidates. And here's what happened. Fundraiser. Hello, can I speak to you, Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith said, yes, this is he. Then fundraiser said, I'm calling from XYZ committee and I wanted to ask you a few important questions about your views on our economy today. Do you believe that gas prices are currently too high? Mr. Smith, yes, gas prices are much too high and hurting my family. Then fundraiser said, do you believe that the Democrats are part of the problem when it comes to high gas prices? Mr. Smith said, yes, President Obama is a bad person. Then fundraiser said, do you think we need to change in November? Mr. Smith said, yes, I do. Then fundraiser said, can you give me your credit card number so you can be a part of that change? So what do you think what happened next? Theoretically, if we agree to Dale Carnegie's yes method, then here Ben should have get yes as his final answer, because from the beginning he is getting yes after yes. In most of the question he got yes. He followed the traditional yes pattern script and he successfully did it. So do you think that if finally he got yes, what would you have done if you are in place of Mr. Smith? Well, guess what? The result wasn't in favor of Bain. Most of the time he got a no, a big no in the face. So what's wrong here? What's happened? Why isn't getting yes though he is following this yes method? Well, that's what we are talking about today. Then actually what happened to Ben found out about another method, the method that I am going to talk about from this book. This is start with a no. Yes, you heard it right, start with a no. You may think that it starts in the conversation, as Dale Carnegie previously said, when your opponent say no, that means he is in a form of rejecting your proposal. But here the author said that you should start with a no. Let's see what happened to Ben when he found out about this method and applied it to his fundraising. Here Ben made a no oriented script to get yes as the final answer, and he tried it again. So what happened this time? Ben, the fundraiser, said, hello, can I speak with Mr. Smith? Mr. Smith said, yes, this is he. Then fundraiser says the same things again, and that he want to ask fix questions about the economy. And then he said, do we feel that if things stay the way they are, America's best days are ahead of it? Mr. Smith, no, things will get only worse. Then fundraiser said, are you going to sit and watch President Obama take the White House in November without putting up a fight? Mr. Smith, no, I'm going to do anything I can to make sure that doesn't happen. Fundraiser, if you want to do something today to make sure it doesn't happen, you can give to XYZ company which is working hard to fight for you. He asked for the credit card once again, but initially he got no for all of his question, the answer he was targeted for. If we talk about previous method, then here he should get no as the final answer. He shouldn't get the credit card number of Mr. Smith. But I hope you guessed it already. Here actually Ben got yes, the final answer. No, not all the time, but actually what happened here is this no oriented script gave Ben 23% better result than the previous yes oriented script. Yes, you heard it right, 23% better than the previous script. Dale Carnegie's point of view was different, but here Chris Voss thinks in contrast. He thinks that actually he believes that because he was a negotiator, he said that for negotiators no is pure gold. That negative provides a great opportunity for you and other party to clarify what you really want by eliminating what you don't want. No starts the negotiation. In contrast, yes may ends the conversation. Or not may significantly means that get me out of here, just it as much it is means that I'm not interested. The conversation ends here. The author suggested here that yes is the final goal of a negotiation, but don't aim for it at the start. Asking someone for yes too quickly in a conversation, do you like to drink water, Mr. Smith, gets his guard up and paints you as an untrustworthy salesman. Saying no makes speaker feel safe, secure, and in control, so trigger it by saying what they don't want. That is why is now a bad time to talk is always better than do have a few minutes to talk. So now you can ask me that Sabbir, so in both of the situation we faced two situations where both of the writer explained that they both are a pretty good method. So you can ask me which one you should follow, which one is the best. Well, if you ask me, then actually there isn't a clear-cut winner, because there is a different situation. You have to understand in which situation you are. You have to understand the situation. You have to understand your opponent's mindset, how he thinks. You have to figure it out clearly. If you successfully do that, you can know that actually which methods work best. The yes method or the no method. But if you ask me personally, I think the method Chris was explained, start with no, is a better method, because nowadays our psychologists are like that. We don't want to say yes often. So if we are saying no at the beginning, we may say yes at the end. But if we are saying yes from the beginning, yes, after a few times we may not want to say yes anymore. So at the end you won't get your desired answer from me. So you have to figure out the situation. And but I personally feel that the Chris Voss's method is better in general situations. You also can comment down which method you like best, or please try them, and then you can come again to the channel and comment that which did work better for you. That's all about today's topic, how to approach a person to say yes. I hope you like this video. If you do, please hit on that thumbs up button. That will motivate me to make more videos like this. And if you like to read non-fiction books, if you like blogging, if you want to develop yourself, please hit the subscribe button and please subscribe the channel and press on the bell icon, so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. And thanks for watching. Ta-da.